again. Whoops. We were rolling there for about 6 minutes and then the game crashed. So let's try it again, shall we? Hello. TCR Brad reporting for duty. We are going to play through Scott Hill Links, a course that I designed for the World Cup of Design 2020. I did not make it past the qualifying stage. It did make it through, or it did win a couple of head-to-heads, which I thought was pretty cool. The judges thought it was a little too quirky for their liking, which, as a golf sicko like myself, that is exactly what we're trying to go for, so no complaints there. If anything, I'm very proud of my efforts. So yeah, we had that going for us, but let's see if this will work. Yep, there we go. So Scott Hill Links, which is an actual volcanic plug in Northern Ireland. You can actually hike it, you can hike around it. It's almost like a mountain top type of thing. It's kind of weird, but kind of fun at the same time. Again, a place that you can actually visit, so go check it out if you're in the greater Northern Ireland area. Yeah, that's the thing. Let's see here. Let's see here.
Hello there and welcome to PGA Tour 2K23. Let's get things going. Let's have a good drive.
Alrighty, Scott Hill Links. So, welcome.
Let's start by launching a long one into the fairway and we'll take it from there.
So this was, basically the course was inspired by me watching hours and hours and hours of Tourist Sauce Ireland. We tried to replicate the feel of that as best as we could in this one. So you're going to get a lot of inconsistent fairway lies. You're going to get a lot of humps and bumps, shades of Karn for those of you who are fans. One of kind of the fun parts about this was planting and breaking out all of this. A lot of this planting down here in these little like collection area type of things were super fun to work with and deal with, but we made it work. So, but we'll take you through it. So, kind of wanted, again, and this is a golf course design competition course, so we're trying very hard to like wow people early, especially with the layout here. So first hole rather, tried to make it as big as possible as we could, or as awesome as possible, and immediately wanted to throw a you know, like a cape-ish hole here. So this is all playable. If you hit the ball down here onto the beach, it is absolutely playable. It's not the ideal line, but you know, that's definitely something that you can consider. So opener here from the tips, got like 292. We're gonna play for a little bit of a draw, as that ball should bound its way into the mounds here. So yeah, the idea here is just to make this course as like authentic links as possible. We planted a bunch of these marigold bushes around, which is a native flower to the greater Northern Ireland area. You know, authenticity and stuff. And then just humped and bumped the fairway as much as I could to try to sculpt it out, and then that way people would truly experience the, well, you know, hey, sometimes you get good bounces, sometimes you get bad bounces, you know, it kind of happens. So, like in this instance here, a lot of these greens have got, you know, kind of runoff-ish areas, others don't, which is fine. Let's go chip and birdie to start. Hey, look at that. There you go. So you can see actually right here, upper left corner, that is Scott Hill. that volcanic plug, which was kind of fun here. Second hole, I wanted to make sure you were driving right at it, or had a tee shot right at it at some point. So a lot of what I renovated with this was this kind of beachy area. I redid the beach. I used a spline in PGA 2021. I used a brush tool here in 23. Replanted everything, re-added rocks to the beach all along the shoreline, sculpted out kind of these little humps and bumps of the beach, trying to make it as dunesy as possible. Basically maxed out my object meter as far as it would go, which is kind of fun because, yeah, again, you got like all these grass and bushes and things like that down in here, which that's the 16th hole. You'll enjoy that later. So, but yeah, no, again, got these like boulders and things like that, kind of all up the coastline. Beaches and dunes aren't really my expertise, but I figured, hey, give it a shot, especially for a design competition. What the hell could go any wrong? So, this one's kind of fun. Par 5. Definitely my design philosophy, for anybody that cares, is that every par 5 in this game, depending on the wind, every par 5 should be reachable. As we find the fairway here. So in this instance here, we're trying to hit right between this little goal post here is where the fairway would be, and then if you were playing this in real life, the yardage book has you aim right over these little dunes, these little mounds, up to the green side here. The play is actually to use this big old slope. We kind of set it up almost like a redan. If you land this ball short right, it should kick back to the left and then roll all the way back down to the green, so or to that back section of the green. And then, of course, anything that comes up short or left, it gets eaten up by that bunker, and then you've got a bunker shot back over that little knob to the putting surface. So, in this case, we've hit a fast, so hopefully this can get over that knob. If it hits low enough on it, that's fine. We'll take that. Okay, and then again, the idea here is just to kind of wow you and immerse you with the marigolds here and the grasses. You got these big mounds, things like that. Got the steps going up to the third tee. You're kind of in and among the dunes back in here. Everything's kind of hidden. Again, we're all about an immersive experience. All right, let's see if we can get kind of fun here. Let's play it off this little back slope, this little kicker. I may have hit it too far. Oh, we hit it too far. Second chip and birdie. Oh!
Well judged on that one.
Nearly. We'll brush that in for par.
You'll stick right there at 1.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think this is 2 par 5 or 4 par 5s, 4 par 3s, if I remember correctly, on this one. So third hole, again, kind of tee shot straight through the dunescape here, right at these bunkers, which again, in this case, the wind kind of coming from where it is. We're absolutely trying to recreate somewhat of a pot bunker situation here up the right. As you can see, the green here is kind of flanked by an old farm wall, which is kind of fun. So we're not even going to flirt with that. We're just going to pop this out to the right or out to the left, and we've hit a slow stop short of that that third bunker. Yes, so we've maximized
here's your second shot
our distance there, and then those of you who are golf course enthusiasts may recognize this. I got docked in the competition for that wall being too high the first time I built it, so we shrunk it in as part of the renovation. But the concept is still the same. Shades of North Berwick in the 13th hole. That'll be just fine. We've got to putt at it from there.
You'll be all right there.
We intentionally left
Okay.
holes, by the way,
Could be a
in
scorecard
the
if it
wall,
drops it.
so you could putt the ball kind of down that little slope if you wanted to. You could chip it or putt it if you ended up up against the wall, which is kind of fun. And then, again, just because it's a video game and we could do it, I threw in another little tier here on this green just to try to spice some things up a little bit.
Okay.
Intended to play firm and fast. The greens here, I think the speed is 160, I want to say, so we didn't max it out, but we gave it a heck of a run. Again, that's just to get the ball to use more of the slopes, kind of have that unpredictability of, you know, kind of some of the bounces and careens and things like that that you'll have while playing a links course. And then one of my favorite additions to this is I said, okay, well, let's get weird. Let's have the old farm wall continue into the fourth fairway as well. So you've got a little bit of a choice to make. You could play short of the wall here if you want, or you could try to thread it to the right. Driver here is obviously a play, but this other little chasm down here gets you to run out of fairway very quickly if you don't execute the shot correctly. So we're going to opt for 3-wood. Oh, it may be a bank shot here. Oh, look at that. It's exactly how you're supposed to play it.
This is setting up to be around 150
You know, it's
yards
easy.
to the pin.
No big deal. I also, again, shades of actual Ireland and Carn and Lahinch and Tralee. These dunes and these little divots and ravines are playable. If you go find your ball down there, you can absolutely go and play it. So it's authentic to the video game as well. See if we can hit a green here. Come on, wind. One big bounce. Ah, that might come back.
Good job. We're on the green.
Oh, we'll stay right there. What a nice little camera angle that is right there. Again,
From
take the
here,
walking
who
path
knows what could happen, but,
to this
you can
putting
find out.
surface, which, again, we're just trying to lag this up close. From 44 feet. Break to the right. Oh,
Man,
killed
hopefully
it.
the comeback isn't too bad for you.
Oofda, we killed
Setting
it.
up here for your fourth.
Does that break back left? It does not break
just
back left.
by
Oh,
the
that's what you
hole.
get for ripping the first one past.
Okay, next hole coming up.
Costly bogey there.
And after that hole, you'll go up to even par.
So yeah, no, again, excited. Hopefully our tour event here goes well. Conditions-wise, again, we could jack it up, put a bunch of wind in there if we wanted. If we didn't, that's fine too. It's all good stuff. So let's see here. Fifth hole, which first and foremost, let's see if we spin her around here and look this direction. There's a goat on top of the hill here. Whoops. There he is. Hey, buddy. You see him down there. A little bit of the local wildlife. Always a good thing. Oh, and my other kind of unwritten rule for golf courses, especially if I could design a golf course, is there's water at every par 3. There's a water cooler, there's a bench, take a seat. You get a good look at the green. Watch your buddies hit. In this case, maybe end up in the Valley of Sin short, or in one of these little ravines deep, which I think we're going to just take it a little too deep here in one of the back ravines.
There on that one. And second shot here on the fifth.
But yeah, I'm very pro golf bench. Let's try to kill that into the upslope and then just have it trickle right over. That's perfect. We'll take that.
And to save par.
Down into the flat and break left.
Ouch, right by the hole.
She didn't break left.
Just a 3-footer.
The
And a bit of bad
audacity.
luck here. Back-to-back bogeys after that putt drops.
Yeah, back-to-back bogeys, that's not great. So yeah, no, Valley of Sin par 3. I think that one plays at 200. That's the second longest on property. Again, I'm trying to think if there's other par 3s. There's 5 and 7 for sure. And then there's, what, 12 and 15? And I think that's it. So, 6, really fun golf hole, drivable par 4. Slightly up the hill into the moguls. You're looking straight at the lighthouse and that little island in the back. Yeah, just don't drive it in a bunker and you're in good shape. Long here doesn't totally hurt you. Again, as you can see, kind of a Donald Rossi-ish green. Everything kind of running away from the middle, so kind of all about just giving her a go and seeing where she ends up. So trying to thread the needle here. This may just be too much. Unless it hits the upslope, then we've got a chance. Oh, and it did. Use the back slope. Get down there. Yes! How about that?
This drive in the green, and
that'll work.
we got a putt for eagle coming up. That's all right. Looking pretty good.
Just like Links Golf, you hit the shot that you want to hit, or you hit the correct golf shot, you will be rewarded. And look at that. How about that? We'll take an eagle there at 6.
And after that one, you're going down to 1 under.
And now over to 7.
On this hole.
Which is par 3 just behind the 6th green. There's the 6th green just to our left, and then throwing one down here into this little ravine. I sculpted the landscape first, set my greens second, and then kind of worked my routing that way. Some of these are kind of punch bowly, others not so much, but we do what we can. So this is the kind of the quintessential front pin placement for a lot of par 3 courses here. And this one, we're just trying to throw this in this little pocket if we can. One's going to want to push it from right to left just a touch. Unless you swing slow, and then it's going to land on top of this dune. Right. Kick left. Big left.
That's going to miss the green. Unfortunate.
That's not a terrible spot to be.
Okay, here's our second shot here on the 7th hole.
Try to chip one out on here. We'll kick that in for our par.
Going towards that hole.
Ooh, caught the right edge. That'll work.
That's your par right there.
Oh, you have to excuse me. I have a cold. Shout out to the University of Michigan and the Big House for giving me that.
And after that one, you'll stay right there at 1 under par.
See if the mute button works here, hon. Alright, either the mute button worked and you didn't hear that, or it didn't work and you heard that and that was disgusting, and apologies in advance for anybody who is listening. 8th hole, punch bowl. Pretty self-explanatory here. This one's kind of fun. So this is the flattest part of the fairway, actually, is down in here, but if you hit your shot in this little ravine, the approach to the green is totally blind. Which is kind of fun. If you choose to go the high route, this is also a very flat spot. You can see there's the green and the pin. So in real life, you have a proper option to go either high or low. Video game wise, again, it doesn't necessarily matter.
That drives decent here.
We're just trying to hit this over the big mound here, which should be good because we are lucky enough to have this be downwind. And then, hey, look, there's the top of the flagstick for us. Which shouldn't be too shabby for pin number 2. I think we're going to have enough to get there. So we've got, punch bowl's kind of fun. So we have 2 punch bowls. We got one in the very front of the green here. And then we've got, obviously, this big slope here to the right, and one to the left that'll slope golf balls back down towards the green complex itself. So really a punch bowl within a punch bowl, if you're into that sort of a thing. Oh, and we left it short. So this will be down in that lower bowl. You'll see this thing kind of trundle its way back down into the flat. That's a fun pin when it's in there, too. It's a really easy approach. And this is just all about hitting it up the first slope, getting it kind of up near the pin, and then leaving yourself a relatively flat putt for your par, which we have done. Still 1 under through our round so far. Not too shabby, all things considered.
One under.
All right, now one of the more fun holes on the golf course here. This is where we really started to open it up. So first of all, I had to put back there. Let's see if we can do this here with the camera real fast. We'll bring it all the way up here. There we go. So we've got like a little farmer's house right here, just kind of overlooking the golf course and the property. That wouldn't be a bad place to live. And they tend to sheep. So as you can see, there's one there. There's a bunch more down here on the hillside, all just kind of grazing in the grass, no big deal. And then he's got a little treacherous little path all the way up to the windmill at the top of the hill. Fun little aesthetic, again, trying to capture that Northern Ireland feel. So as you can see, this hole has two fairways. You've got the wide part to the right, which if it's downwind, this is the play because you've got all the room in the world to work with. But since it's slightly into the breeze, this rolls more downhill than the right fairway does. And it opens up a more direct path to the green if you're going to try to go for it in two. So the play here is going to be driver right at these mounds. Oh, and we put a very fast swing on it, so we're definitely not going for this green in two. Big bounce. Really big bounce. Get out of there. That'll work. Look at that. We found a fairway.
And here's our second shot on the 9th.
Except this is, as you can tell, the lower launch is going to be a little trickier here through the hedges, so we're going to have to lay this up. Which, again, tons of room, plenty of space. Really no challenge to this, except for the flat spot being on the left, which is what we've taken on. And, hey, look at that. We've put it in a perfect spot.
Okay, third shot.
And we've got a good look at this green. Just try to flight one in here. Again, one big bounce and stop. That'll work.
You had that one dialed in, didn't you?
Nice little shot there for birdie. This should be a pretty easy little kick in, and there she goes. So yeah, we'll take a birdie and go to 2 under at the turn. I don't think there was any rules for the World Cup in 2020. I don't think they had any requirements for par or numbers of par 5s or par 3s or anything like that. I just know that this was the only links submission of the courses that were in the contest, so I'm pretty proud of that. So here we go. Renovated a ton of beach work here, added different types of rocks, different sizes of rocks, relined the shore here a little bit. Again, kind of changed some of the texture of the dunescape, added some grass, just really trying to kind of capture the rugged dunescape look. And same thing here. So again, driver, you can really kind of force into this open area. Downwind days, you can get into that second spot, but again, the fairway kind of pinches off right where your driver speed would max out. So in this instance, it's easier to just kind of aim for the fat of the fairway. Give yourself the longer approach into this green.
Okay, about 170 yards.
And I would venture an argument to say that this is probably my least favorite green on the course. It did what I wanted to do. I wanted to create a really big false front and leave no doubt and kind of saw off the entire front part of this green. But I just don't really like the way that sets up. I mean, I get it, and again, it does what it needs to do, but I don't know, just aesthetically, I think it's probably my least favorite of all the putting surfaces on course. Oh crap, very fast. That's in the ocean.
Into the bunker.
Nope, it's on the beach.
Careful of this one, fairway bunker.
Hey, look at that.
Not sure what's going to happen here.
This is kind of tricky. 78-86. Let's see if we can just get it up the hill. Nope, not quite. You'll see that go all the way back down.
Setting up here for your 4th shot.
But there you go. Moral of the story: don't hit it on the beach short right with a very fast swing.
So far, so good.
But we can still kick that in for a bogey. give back that birdie we just made on 9, and head over to the 11th. Now, the 11th is the only hole. There's the castle, by the way. This is the only hole that really suffered the most from porting across from 21 to 23. The longest you could hit in 21, I think, was like 275 or 280. So the idea here was to make you think. With these little split fairways and then kind of the mounding here, because you could just dump an iron right here and leave yourself like 150 yards and have a clean look into this green. If you wanted to, you could leave the shorter approach, but you'd hit it down into this really bumpy area with these 3 bunkers, which basically was a trap. If anybody tried to hit it down in here, you'd end up in these traps in all of my play testing. But with this wind being downwind, and with the newer clubs going 290 here, it really is just driving it into this part of the fairway. I guess if the wind is blowing into you on this hole, then you do have to make the decision. But in this case, we're straight downwind. Oh, crap. I cannot swing the club here. This could get interesting.
You might need a club or 2 extra.
There we go, hitting it down and what are some of the dunes? This is bad. But this green is really fun. Kind of shades of Spyglass Hill number 4. Just this really tiny, skinny, narrow green. And one of the really only greens here where it's a true, hey, back to front. Lots of room to hit one into the green here. You know, front pins are just basically one big backboard. You don't really have to worry about it. Front pins are, I should say, as you'll see this ball kind of cream its way over here, and then the back pin, obviously, if I wanted to, here, if I play this all the way up here, you know, you can just kind of throw it up into this little back bowl, and that ball comes all the way back down to where that pin is. So just wanted to make it kind of challenging, but more fun. Again, the idea that I want players to use the slopes and the humps and bumps and, you know, kind of contours of the golf course and the land that I spent a lot of time sculpting. Again, shades of links golf type of thing. Really trying to promote the ground game, which is funny because we go straight from the ground game to the biggest forced carry you have to make this entire round. So the par 3 12, which I think, what is this, 211? This hole is awful. Tough. It's very difficult. Really narrow green. Back to front receptive, and I left kind of 3 distinct little backstops for players. Obviously, you can use that slope. There's a slope here in the middle for that section of the green, and then there's one here for this section of the green. But that still doesn't mean that it's hard. And then, or it doesn't mean that it's not hard, I should say. And then the front, we cut that and shaved it all down, and that way if you're short, that ball rolls all the way down into the rough, and you feel shame. So, for this one, we are just trying to slap a 5-iron here towards the middle of the green. If it goes long, it's okay. There's a teeny tiny little collection area way in the back, but literally all this has to do is cover the front edge, which it will, so mission accomplished. And that's actually a great shot.
Nice stroke. We're on the green. Here we go. This drops, and you got a bird.
And again, the shot itself was hard enough, so I wanted to make sure that this green was subtle.
Oh, it could be.
To be more promoting of putts going in, which obviously that one didn't.
Setting up a 5-foot putt here.
So yeah, we'll just take our kick-in par here and get the heck out of here. But yeah, no, that's handicap. I think on the old game it was handicap number 8, I want to say, on the entire golf course for a par 3. So do with that what you will. Again, if we host a tour event here, that'll be an interesting one to say the least. To 13, which again, kind of drive her over these little kind of ditch gully areas, to a fairway that's got multiple little kind of swells and swales. I've got one short here, again, depending on wind. I've got kind of the second safe option, and then again, downwind goes to that third option. But you'll notice some of these humps and bumps, again, this ball is going to want to kind of feed from right to left. So kind of playing it more towards the right side is the play. In older iterations of the golf course, there was a very large mound right here where my ball currently is, and that really pissed people off. So we took that out, flattened that out, and this green site here, which no real complaints. I guess the only thing that I probably should have fixed, and I'm only really double seeing it now, is kind of this little shelf in the back. But I think it was because we were initially thinking of putting a tee there to go that way for the next par 4. But I left it to make the next hole drivable, which is, I'll explain when we get over there. Ah, oh, crud. Bad swing. Oh, and I've hit it in one of the few flat spots on the golf course.
And that approach was a bit wayward.
That was tricky there.
Third shot.
This we are just going to barely have to get started. As a matter of fact, this is probably down into that second little shelf. There you go. That's what you get. Don't miss short right. Pro tip.
And this one is a safe par.
We're going to hit it all the way up on this side here. Let's give it a whack. Get up over that hill. And feet on down towards that hole in the flat spot. That's fine.
Right, setting up 6 feet from the cup.
And
his putt's going.
Just brush that in. We'll take that. Well, that's what we get for missing the green from 120 yards or whatever that was. It was a pretty straightforward golf shot, and we couldn't execute it. So that's what you get. Alrighty. One of the coolest little stretches of the golf course when this plot got built out was this little peninsula out here, which is very much a thing. So we've built and designed a castle out of some older rocks, some castle ruins, if you will. But yeah, this little stretch of land was available, and I was like, oh, I got to put a green out here somewhere, and just to make a drivable par 4. We went with the option of what we did, and again, just kind of swinging this right at the late afternoon sun was a no-brainer. So, with the wind doing what it is, and this kind of, again, being more of a pseudo-Redan slope to feed everything down to the left, I think we're just going to give her a run here.
Well, this could maybe
Let's see if we get a big bounce left here. Ah, we did stay in the fairway. Yes, it did. That'll work. We'll take it. That's going to end up on the lower tier of the green or down in the lower section, but we will take that.
Our second shot on the 14th.
No real complaints with that outcome or the execution on that shot. That's just fine by me. We'll bang that off the flag for birdie.
Bounce back after the bogey on the last.
Again, that's designed to be a birdie hole. It's a drivable par 4, you know? Give some people some scoreable chances. It's we're very much in promotion of that part of golf. Of course, then we follow that up with the smallest green, which is like a postage stamp, and then just a crap ton of bunkers over here. And you know, if you're deep over this green as well, there's another bunker back here. So, with more beaches and everything else. But this is one of the prettiest holes, I think, on property, just because we planted all these marigolds along the way through this walking path. Again, just it kind of, the look and the feel of it's fantastic. Again, you can see the whole green, that first bunker short, all that good stuff. It's one of my favorite holes out here. But it's hard, as you're about to witness, because this is going to end up in that bunker, which is fine.
Missed the green on that one. Okay,
but with the newest update, I can't chip out of this, so we need to just delicately splash it up and out. Right, we'll take that.
And save your par.
Let's see if we can make a putt. Ah.
Yikes, that went right by. All right, nice 3-footer to deal with.
That's what you get for missing the green. But again, postage stamp par 3, you're coming at it with a wedge, maybe a 9 or an 8 iron. There is a hole-in-one pin. It's the back left pin off that little back shelf, which is always a fun one to witness. So, and now we go to 16, which, again, kind of fell victim to the increase in distance. But, yeah, you used to hit from this direction back in here. But now you can take it right over this big mound if you're playing just the regular game without the zoomed-in camera. And, again, you can just rip driver all the way up this thing. And if this gets over this hill... Up on top, maybe?
Okay.
Oof, we've left a bit of a tricky shot, but that's okay. But this is the golf shot of golf shots on this hole. So first of all, I love that you can see the lighthouse. You can see that little peninsula of the first green and second tee out there to the left. You've got the clubhouse right behind you. And the ravine of death down here to the left. And that is not in-course out of bounds. That is very much playable. If you hit it in there... you have to play it out of there. So, and this green is nuts. Again, the pin where I've got it now is a little trickier. I think there's a pin here, then obviously there's the one in the kind of back right shelf, and then one all the way back left. This hole is awesome. It's one of my favorites, and I truly all right, if you pull it off, you hit 2 really good shots, you will be rewarded. Let's see if we will be rewarded. Trying to play a little cut, just cover that first ledge. It will. We are putting. That is fine by me. We will take it. Oh, I thought we were putting. Yeah, we're putting. There we go. I was like, I don't think I made that a false front. Oh, maybe I did. All right, well, you know, hey. Sometimes you learn some things. First putt here is going to be relatively straightforward. If it goes back to the right, how about it for eagle? Oh, nearly jarred it. But this ball kind of settles into a natural little punch bowl here. And now we can just go at this. Oh, I say aggressively for birdie, but we didn't commit. And that is a 3-putt par, which is a little frustrating. But it's all good. Yeah, and there's no, I mean, you could bail out right there on that par 5 for your next approach. That's an option if you choose to go that route, but I wouldn't recommend it. So, par 5 here as well. You could, in theory, take this line and have 127 yards in, but the problem is we sculpted the ever-living crap out of it, and this is what you would be hitting into. So there's mounds and hills and rocks and all sorts of stuff that's hard to navigate. So the real question here, kind of hitting into the 17th fairway, is take the high road or take the low road with that bunker. I think we'll be able to kind of swing it around this trap. If we do this right, kind of play it off of these mounds, because if you're in this bunker, it's a 3-shot hole. Oh, is it gonna go right into it? Well, there you go.
Okay, and from the sand.
I don't think we've got enough. It is uphill as well, so we're probably going to end up in one of these short bunkers here if I had to guess. So I think we're going to just commit. Oh no, we hit it right into the lip. Oh.
Oops, that's no good.
That's not what we needed.
In the deep rough. Careful.
Let's see if we can get a 5-iron all the way up there. No, we cannot. Oh man. Oh, what a tough leave. That's not the way to do it.
And this one's your 4th.
And now we've got to hit this green from where we're at here. So let's see. We got a full pitch, 72 to 80%. I think we'll be able to just finesse one up there. Oh, short in the trap. Oh.
And this is your 5th shot.
I'm making a mess of this.
Okay, 6th shot.
Let's see if we can chip this in for bogey and get the heck out of here. Oh, overread it. Well, there you go. There's how to make double on a par 5.
This putt's good so far.
If you have any questions, please consult me in the refuge thread. So we are absolutely getting our doors blown off here on the back 9. But a chance for redemption as we go to the 18th hole. And this is a favorite. I had to give a little bit of an ode to the old course hotel. In this case, we made an all-brick pub over here up the right-hand side. This is all out of bounds, by the way, as shown clearly by the white stakes that are over there. But yeah, no, you can try to hit a draw off the town, which is what we're going to try here. Uh-oh, and we've gone slow. That could be in the pub or off the roof. Oh, hit the brick wall and go back in the rough.
Oh, that's no good.
Yes! Oh, it's going to go down into the low part, but that's fine. Hey, look, you know, it's easy to, you know, it's an easy golf shot. I don't know what to tell you. Easy game, right? Easy game. And then this is fun. Again, kind of shades of the 17th road hole here a little bit. We've got our own little road hole bunker. We've got kind of this little mulched off section. You got the fairway that runs all the way around the edges of it. Just a fun little 18th green. And then, so you can see over here, again, got some restaurants here with got a couple of pints right here. You can sit on the patio and overlook the sea in the 18th hole. Got a bunch of people in the car park. Just a good little vibe. Hotels and cottages and things like that to stay in over yonder as well, if that's your sort of thing when you're visiting a golf location. Alright, so now we need to try and trudge this thing under the wind.
Hopefully this.
Oh, too much. That might be out of bounds. It is. Oh. Oh, no. Well, that's what you get. Maybe we just go regular. Let's give it a little extra. There we go. Stay right there. That'll roll off. That's okay, though.
Missed the green on that approach. And this is what your 5th shot's looking like.
See if we can jar one for the win. Oh, stay up. All right, thank you. Well, hey, that's what you get when you send one OB on 18. But you know what? That's all right. We're not that far away. Oh, bad putt. We're not that far away from a pint,
7 feet away.
A roaring fire, and
This one's tracking.
some stories about how we eagled the 6th hole and all that good stuff today. 7 and 7 to end it. How about that? So, but that is Scott Hill Links, guys. Again, enjoy it. Please let me know what you think. Want to see your reviews, hear your thoughts, and feel free to jump on over. Either hit me up in DMs or reply in the thread here. But looking forward to the 2K13 Refuge Tour, or 2K23, I should say, Refuge Tour. Qualification starts on 11/28. Man, it's going to be our 3rd year doing it, which is insane. Shout out to Jeff. Jeff is like the man. Jeff McCormick, Jeff_M. He's an absolute legend for keeping this thing afloat. Keeping this thing afloat. I know we had Jay Boers doing the spreadsheet, and was an admin for the Refuge Tour as well for a long time. And yeah, it was crazy. Again, just the fact that this thing started back in March of 2020, and we had this golf league that everybody wanted to be a part of, and you know, did this thing, made it cross-platform with 2K21, and here we are in 2K23. So, looking forward to a great year. Again, cheers to everybody for watching, following, playing in the tour and in these events, and we will catch you guys next time. Cheers and crack on. Oh, and if I don't talk with you, have a happy Thanksgiving as well.